Welcome to summer school with Mrs. Hasty. Nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, clean air, rest, and trust all make a healthier you.
Yummy water! Did you know that 71% of the Earth's surface is covered in water? 326 million trillion gallons of water! That's 326 with 18 zeros behind it. And water doesn't stay in just one place. Water travels in a cycle. Let's sing about it. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. It goes up with evaporation, it forms clouds of condensation, it comes down with precipitation, yes it does. Sing with me. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. It goes up with evaporation, it forms clouds of condensation, it comes down with precipitation, yes it does. You see evaporation coming off of hot water as steam when it boils. You see condensation on a cold glass in a warm room. And you see precipitation as snow or rain. Water does many things for us. It also helps us stay clean. How about you try saying this rhyme next time you wash your hands? Water, soap, and now it's time. Rub your palms and scrub their backs. Squish between your finger tracks. Grab each thumb and gently twist. Rinse your hands so no germ is missed. Paper towel to dry your skin. Once that's done, throw in a bin. It's important to wash well to get rid of any germs. We can't see germs, but they can make us and others sick. Sanitizers are good, but a long wash in warm water with soap is best. Did you know that we can also use water to wash our insides? All the children are drinking up the water, drinking up the water, drinking up the water. All the children are drinking up the water. Gulp, 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 gulp. All the children are drinking up the water, drinking up the water, drinking up the water. All the children are drinking up the water. Gulp, 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 gulp. Have you had a glass of water today? How about 2 or 3 or 4? Sometimes we drink juice or soda. Juice and soda taste good, but they can't wash your body out from the inside like water does. Every cell in our body needs water, and water helps our kidneys get rid of waste and toxins. So remember to drink lots of water. Let's meet an animal that loves the water.
Hi, my name is Melody, and this is my pet Goldfish. His name is Whitehouse. When I got Whitehouse, he was tiny. Now, after having him for a year, he is huge. There are a lot of things I have to do to take care of my fish. One of the most important things I have to do is clean out the tank once a month. First, I take out all the decorations and scrub them to get the algae off of them. Then, I also need to clean the algae off the walls. This job is made easier by my snail, Shelby, who eats algae. After I clean the plants, I take this tube here and use it to get all the dirt out of the gravel. I also use this tube to take out about 1/3 of the water of the tank. I replace this dirty water with clean water. It is very important to make sure White House has clean water in his tank. If he doesn't have clean water, he will start to get sick and turn purple around his gills and fins. He will also not eat if he's sick, and eating is one of his favorite things. Another thing I have to do to make sure to keep him healthy is to make sure the water is the correct temperature. I have a heater and a thermometer that tells me what the temperature in the tank is. A good temperature is around 75 degrees. I also need to feed my fish once a day. He also likes to give me kisses on my finger. I hope you enjoyed learning about how to take care of a fish.
Water hydrates and keeps our bodies healthy. Living things need water, just like my 2 marigolds. For our experiment, we're going to take these 2 marigolds, which are almost identical right now, and one of them we are going to water. We're going to give it 2 tablespoons of water every other day. 1, 2. The other marigold, we're not going to give any water to. We're going to make sure that both marigolds get the same amount of sunlight and are sitting in the same temperature of room, right next to each other. The only thing we're going to do differently is this one will get water and this one won't. Let's watch it over the next few days and see what happens to our marigolds, specifically to the one that's not getting any water.
After 2 days, both plants pretty much still look the same. After 4 days, the plant that's not getting watered starts to wilt. When plants aren't watered properly, they start to wilt because of something called turgor, which is water pressure inside the cells that make up the plant's skeleton. Water enters the plant through its stems, travels up to its leaves, and when a plant has enough water, there's enough water pressure to make the leaves strong and sturdy. When a plant doesn't get enough water, the pressure inside the stems and leaves drop, and they wilt. Day 11. It looks like the plant that's not getting water is starting to die. Plants need water for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is what plants do to create their food. On day 13, you can see that the plant getting water has 2 flowers that have bloomed and a 3rd bud. The plant that's not getting water looks almost completely dead.
It's been 2 weeks since we started our experiment, and you can clearly see the difference. Living things need water, and plants are living things. Life requires chemical reactions, and chemicals usually dissolve into water. The plant, the flower that we didn't water, is droopy and weak. You can see that the petals have died and are falling off. Did you know that when humans don't get enough water, we can give ourselves headaches? It can be hard to go to the bathroom. We get dry skin, we get dry mouth, and we can be really tired. This flower that received enough water bloomed, and another bud bloomed. And here, if you can see, there's a 3rd one that's about ready to bloom as well. It's strong and full of life because it received the water that it needed. Humans are 80% water. Every tissue, cell, and organ in our body requires water to function properly. That's why it's so important to drink enough water every single day. In 1854,
London, England was getting crowded. Lots of people were moving into the city, and they were not keeping it clean. Animals were going to the bathroom in the streets, rotting food was left out, and waste was thrown into the river. It was dirty. In one area of town, a lot of people were coming down with a disease called cholera. A lot of doctors during that time thought cholera was caused by dirty air. But that's not what Dr. John Snow thought. He thought it was caused by dirty water. So, Dr. Snow started going house to house asking questions. Who is sick? Where do you get your water? What do you use the water for? He started making a map and recorded on the map where the different people who were sick lived and worked. By looking at the answers to the questions and looking at his map, he was able to see that the people that lived and worked right around the Broad Street pump, a public water pump, were the ones getting sick. He knew that that pump must be contaminated. He convinced the government officials to take the handle off the pump so people couldn't drink out of that water pump anymore, and the number of cholera cases started to decrease. This story teaches us 2 lessons. First, we need to drink clean water. We're blessed to live in a time when we can test water to see if there's any contaminants in it. Second, we need to help keep our water clean by not littering chemicals or trash. And if we see some, pick it up. Let's keep our water clean so we can have lots of clean water to drink. Are you ready to make a water globe?
Yes.
Okay. If you're going to make an aquatic water globe with us, you'll need an empty jar, it could be glass or plastic, with a lid, glitter, glycerin, you can get this at any pharmacy, some blue food coloring, strong glue, some marble rocks, beads, some little plastic water, aquatic animals, a plastic plant, some water, and a hot glue gun. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the jar. And we're going to start putting things in it. Let's start with our animals. What animals did we have?
Fish, turtle, and
Octopus.
octopus.
Okay, let's put our beads in there too.
Yeah.
Put them in. And our marbles. Very good. We're going to put our glycerin in next. The glycerin will help the glitter to float better in our globe. Just going to put enough to cover up the things we have in there. Now we're going to put in some glitter. Be careful, we don't want to make a glittery mess.
I'm shaking it.
Yes. Okay, let's set that to the side. And let's get our lid. Now we're going to glue our plant onto the bottom of our lid. Want to make sure it's nice and firm and connected, because once we put it all together, we can't get it back out. Okay. Let's do some food coloring into our water. You don't need very much. Do you want to do it? Okay, just put 2. 1, 2. Oh, that's good. Want to stir it up for me?
Yep.
Just a few drops makes it very blue. Okay. Time to pour it into our jar. We want to fill it all the way up so we don't have any air bubbles.
That's it.
Okay, now this part is very important. We need some strong glue to glue our lid onto our jar. We want to make sure that it's strong glue so that it doesn't leak out all over everything. We're going to put glue all along the rim of our lid. And then put our plant in. Close it up tight. Now I'm going to run one more rim of hot glue along the edge of my lid. I don't want it to leak.
Look at that.
Now this is going to be very cool when we can turn it upside down, but we want to wait at least an hour for that glue to dry so that it doesn't spill water everywhere. We'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Thanks for joining me for summer school today. And don't forget to come back again for more learning fun.
Let's have fun learning how to be a healthier you.